Speaking of resources, how is it that the continent with by far the most vast amount of resources has the poorest people and has very, not even very, I'm not gonna say very, has almost little to no access to the resources on that same continent? This is the year 2018. The cradle of civilization, the continent of Africa, has the most diseases. The people have to get vaccinated the most. What is in vaccines? When was vaccines introduced? If everybody has a different DNA makeup, and vaccines are pretty much made of, very similar, made up of very similar things. Some animal DNA and mercury, and I don't know. It's a cocktail of a lot of weird stuff. But you're supposed to introduce that to your body, and you're gonna feel better. Not knowing if those those alien properties in that vaccine is going to have adverse effects on the body. Knowing everybody's DNA is not the same, and the adverse effects it may possibly have on the body. Going back to the resources, the continent of Africa has the most limited, the people of Africa have the most limited access to all the resources. And we're in the year 2018. The year 2018. Where race is still an issue. It's very, very disturbing. On a continent which is perceived as the cradle of civilization, suffers the most. The continent that probably has the most influence in the world suffers the most. Some may say, where's God in this? Truth be told, tell the truth, you shamed her, you guys know the rest. Truth be told, the whole end game, as I see it, is man is conflicting within himself. We use race as an excuse to deal with what we have going on internally within ourselves. That anger, that bitterness, that malicious jealousy, whatever it may be. Because I'm trying to understand, where does it come from? How is it that another human being could do so much diabolic and evil things to other human beings with knowledge of what you're doing to other human beings? In the year 2018, we've already been to the moon. I think they're trying to go to Mars. And keep in mind, there's people on the planet starving. There's people without jobs, but we're trying to go to Mars, and we've already been to the moon. People get gunned down every day. Why are there so much guns on the planet? It's the year 2018. There's bombs everywhere. Everybody got a bomb. Every country got bombs. They're ready for war. Why? Why is the question? I don't know. I honestly don't know. This life was meant for you to have an experience. Um, I think people need to go back to understanding that you're here to have an experience, and you're not here to control people. You're not here to kill people. You're not here to do whatever that you want to do to people. You are here to have an experience. You're in this shell called a body. It just so happens that the soul is within this shell, and you're here to have an experience, to see how beautiful the world is, to just soak up all the beautiful scenery that we see every day, to travel to different countries and encounter different people, different cultures, different food. There's different everything, and enjoy that experience. It's not here to die, to be killed, to come here to be vaccinated, to come here to be a slave, to come here just to be somebody's worker. Like, it's for you to have an experience and enjoy life. Some people have come on this planet and suffered the whole time they've been here, never seeing any type of real joy, never seeing any type of existence outside of their immediate area. There's some people that will never travel the world, never get that opportunity. And it's sad. When you were placed here to have an experience. Was that experience meant to be positive? Was that experience meant to be negative? I don't know. Maybe you have to find that medium. You have to find that balance. Within those two spectrums, whatever you perceive as evil, or whatever you perceive as good. Find that balance. Find the good in everything. Find God in everything. But you see, the main thing is, with the introduction of religion and the control spectrum of religion, God is supposed to be above man. But man introduced God. So man then thinks that they can then become God, or tell people what God is saying. That's why I'm not a big fan of religion, because all it is another aspect of control. That's all it is, truthfully and honestly. That's all it is, because it can be manipulated like anything else. Given opportunity, it can definitely be manipulated, and we see it every day. We see it every day. We see it every day. Here's a strong tree growing. Why isn't this tree adhering to the laws of gravity? Why is it still growing? Why is it growing up and not growing down? Why does my hair grow up and defy the laws of gravity? What is the end game? Truthfully and honestly, the end game is, as scary as it sounds, is as close to what Dr. Dr. Cress Wilson was trying to explain to us, and I believe it now. If you get a chance, research the ISIS papers. It'll give you a better understanding. And truthfully and honestly, thinking about it now, that's the closest thing to what the end game is than anything else. Because if there's truth on this planet, if there was real truth on this planet, there would be no conflicts, there'd be no wars, there'd be no constant killing, there'll be no vaccinations, there'll be none of that. Overall, this is just control. And then controlling the masses, and then controlling the numbers. Controlling the numbers. When I was younger, I walked through the park with my brother, and I seen a hawk swoop down and snatch up a pigeon. And I was like, damn, they got hawks out here now? And I seen a gentleman in a khaki suit. And we asked him, he was like, sir, are there hawks loose around here now? Oh, he said, no. He said, I'm the hawk trainer. I'm hired by the city to come out every once in a while with my hawk or hawks and control the population of the pigeons, that they don't get too big. So what this guy does, he sets his hawks loose on them. And he may come out every day just to make sure that the pigeon numbers don't get too big, so they can kill the pigeons. Don't be a pigeon. Because the powers that be are going to let loose these hawks. Just be careful, be aware. But that is, truthfully and honestly, that's the end game, man. If it wasn't an end game, we wouldn't see the evidence that counteracts it. Listen to the things that people say. It's not what is not what they're trying to do. It's what they say. It's what they said, or how they feel, or how they felt at that time. I heard the richest person in the world say, we need to cut numbers. And we can do that through vaccines. The richest person in the world said this. The richest person in the world, who has the ability to change, if they wanted to, the situation of a lot of people globally. But instead of saying that they will use their influence and power, finances, to better humanity going forward, he said we should just cut numbers and we should do it through vaccinations. Who's still looking forward to vaccinations? I don't know. That's not what is not what they saying. It's what they already said. Where's the Georgia Guidestones? Who put the Georgia Guidestones together? Who chiseled? Who set that stuff? Who set it in stone? What it said? What's the saying? It's set in stone. And in the Georgia Guidestones, that population to be sufficient on the planet Earth should be cut down to, I believe it was 500 million. This is the spectrum. This is the spectrum of control. This is the frequency of control that people are under, and they don't even know it. That is the unseen. That is the unseen things of what's going on around us every day. Keep in mind, you're on this planet to have an experience, and all these things are happening around you. To control your experiences, to control your reality, understand what you're going through, and understand how things are being conducted, how things are being manipulated, and how things are being controlled. That is how you can ease your mind to what's going on around you. Because there's a lot of things that we see every day that doesn't make any sense to us at all. We could look at something and be like, how can this not be resolved? How can we not get the factual evidence to open up a situation or open up a case, looking at what happened, who, what, when, where, how, whatever, getting all the details about what actually took place, and then coming to a conclusion, and then closing that book, closing that chapter, closing that folder, whatever the case may be. We can't do that because everybody got questions, and a lot of them questions are not getting answered. We just going. It's like they're making it up as we go along. Every day you hear about crazy stuff. The Mandela effect. I don't even know what that is. Where people say they remember things one way and remember it another way. Your whole reality is being changed before you, and you don't even know it. It's crazy. We live in a crazy world. They say it's a crazy world because people are crazy. Everybody. And it's dismissive to call people crazy. You didn't give that person a chance. You didn't get to know that person. Get to know their culture, where they come from, their background, why they do the things that they do, why they say the things that they say. Do they like what they do? Do they not like what they do? You didn't give them a chance. So understand that this is what is known as the spectrum of control, and understand the end game. Be conscious of that. And do what you got to do in this crazy world. Do what you got to do. Make yourself happy. Do what you have to do to make yourself happy. As long as you ain't killing nobody or doing nothing crazy like that, giving nobody no vaccines that you not taking or you not giving to your kids. I wish the Creator would come down and talk to us one day. But you know what? Truthfully and honestly, if the Creator came down to talk to us one day, they would kill him. They would bomb him. They would throw the biggest bomb. They would throw the mother of all bombs on him. Why? Because man wants to be in control. Man doesn't care about God. Why do you think God is on money? People kill over money. Do what you gotta do to make yourself happy. Don't let this world drive you crazy. Understand that this world is a ball of madness, truthfully and honestly. And we're all stuck on this physical dimension until things change. Until either people wake up, the powers that be fall, and we get them out of there, because the powers that be don't care about people. If the powers that be that control this planet really cared about people, and I'm hoping that the people that are the powers that be are people. But if they're not people, then it makes sense. It makes sense like a movie. It makes sense like a sci-fi movie, that the people that are in control of the globe cannot be people, because they don't care about people. Because I would hope only people could care about people. But then does that mean that people don't care about themselves? If the people who are in charge are actually human beings that have human DNA, that means that people don't care about people. But then if the powers that be are not human, then the world definitely makes sense. If the powers that be are not human, then the world that we live in now makes sense.